Welcome to Shaq's house. Shaq's house. That's our Shaq. You're now in Shaq's
house. What's up, Shaq Housers? How y'all doing? It's your boy Shaq House here. Glad to see you guys. Glad to see you folks. Hope your week went well. Mine went well. It's getting cooler outside, but that's just the way I like it. This week, I'm not going to do my usual superpower descriptions and give my own take on them. Nah. What I am giving my take on this week is She-Hulk, Attorney at Law. If you recall, several months ago, or rather a month ago really, I said I wasn't going to do a week-by-week recap of She-Hulk because it would just be too much, and I was going to do a summation or critique at the end. Well, that's what we're doing now. Oh, and by the way, this little critique contains spoilers! So, if any of you are offended by that, please bear in mind. Did I do that? Okay, let's get started. She-Hulk, Attorney at Law. One of the most glaring things about this series is the hate that it gets. Yeah. The hate that it gets from angry fanboys on social media who are just pissed off because a female protagonist, they think a female protagonist is taking from an already established male protagonist in the MCU. And by that I mean Jennifer Walters being She-Hulk when she got her powers from her cousin, Bruce Banner, the Hulk himself. Yeah. And they don't get it. A lot of those fanboys don't get it. And I don't even think they read the source material at all neither. Because if they did, they would know that the She-Hulk book, it's always been pro-women and having not anti-male, but a certain kind of stance against certain kind of males. Yeah. And a lot of these fanboys out there that claim the show is pro-women and anti-male. I don't understand. I'm like, you incel Reddit motherfuckers, stay on Reddit. Stay on Reddit and keep complaining about how you can't get a girlfriend. Alright? You're just mad because the show is displaying a female character who isn't sexualized or a baby factory. And any guy who feels personally insulted by the show, you're the ones who the show is consistently making fun of. Yeah, and that's lost on y'all. You think the show's anti-male? There are plenty of good male characters on there. Daredevil, who's appeared in the last 2 episodes. Wong, Doctor Strange's boy. That dude is a scene stealer. Yeah. Anytime he's on there, especially with Madison with 2 N's, I know it's going to be lit. Who else? Jennifer's co-worker, Pug. Her father, he's a good guy too. Emil Blonsky, the Abomination even, and his support group. All them dudes were good people. So I don't know what you're talking about. The show is anti-male, and they're not dumbing down the guys either to make them look soft or kowtow to women. Nah. Despite the fact that there's a strong female protagonist, there are some good male supporting casts as well too. Another thing the show gets a lot of hate for is that they don't think it's faithful to the source material. Again, you guys never read a She-Hulk comic, all right? Because if you had, you would know that a lot of it is comedy, especially John Byrne's run of Sensational She-Hulk that came out back in 1989. That's a definitive She-Hulk book right there. Yeah, and he made it funny. He made it so that she's aware that she's a comic character and breaking the fourth wall long before it became cool for Deadpool to do so. Yeah. And also, what do you expect when you see She-Hulk? A lot of people wanted action left and right, but it's like, what did y'all expect? Her to be rage-filled like her cousin Bruce and just smash everything? A She-Hulk smash! Nah, if you read the source material, you know one thing. She-Hulk, Jennifer Walters, doesn't have the same psychological hang-ups as her cousin. She doesn't have multiple personality disorder. And I'm glad the show did that in the very first episode. I'm glad that they established that Jennifer Walters is the same person in both forms, in her human form and her She-Hulk form. Albeit she feels a lot more confident and a lot more assertive as She-Hulk, but it's not a personality shift. Nah, it's not like how Bruce Banner is with his Grey Hulk persona, the Joe Fixit, and the childish, angry Hulk smash persona. Nah. Okay, what did I think of the remainder of the show? The one thing I wish they did differently was keep She-Hulk's origin kind of like it is in the book. I mean, yeah, it's an adaptation and they take certain liberties, no doubt, but the origin in the book was more interesting. And I think they kind of condensed her origin in the very first episode within 30 minutes. I hated how every episode was 30 minutes. It could have been 45 minutes. That's enough for me. Because these episodes go so quick, it's like, that's it? It's over? And it got to a point where they stopped doing post-credit scenes as well, too. Except for the Except for the last episode, the season finale, where they show the Abomination, Emil Blonsky, back in jail and able to escape thanks to Wong. Yeah, Wong's got Wi-Fi, so that makes him happy. Also, we did get to see the Savage She-Hulk. We did get to see Jennifer angry and showing how she paying homage to her very first appearances as a Savage She-Hulk. Like when she got angry at that gala when her life got put on display. Yeah, that was an example of her getting angry as the She-Hulk and people being scared of her, which I think is a good plot point as well too, because people look at a Hulk and they think they're dangerous because Bruce Banner set the precedent for it. Isn't like that at all. Nah. Also, the homages that they did pay in the season finale, the homage to the old Incredible Hulk live action series from the 70s and the early 80s with Bill Bixby and Lou Ferrigno. I like how they did their own spin on that at the beginning of the season finale of She-Hulk. That was pretty cool. It kind of reminded me of WandaVision as well too. It looked like something they would do over there. Yeah. Let's talk about Jennifer Walters though. Jennifer Walters has a great sex life. She does. I think she gets more play than Tony Stark or any hero in the Marvel Universe. A lot of the Easter eggs they included in there. They included plenty of mutant characters as well too, like a Mr. Immortal, who can never die no matter how he kills himself. Who else? El Aguila. When Jen was in that support group, El Aguila, he's the Spaniard bullfighter whose power is to project electricity through his sword. Yeah, he's a mutant as well too. And speaking of mutants, I'm glad that the final episode, the season finale, took some time to talk about some very upcoming and special Marvel characters who have yet to make a live-action appearance in the MCU. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, the law firm, the superhuman law firm, JLK&H, I was surprised they put that in there. Well, not surprised, because Jennifer Walters has worked for them before. So that's a great way to introduce some new characters. Like, there's new goofy characters too, like Leapfrog, that was funny. Or the shape-shifting light elf during the episode where Megan Thee Stallion came in and taught Jennifer Walters how to twerk in her office. Yeah. And the return of Emil Blonsky as well too. I mean, he's mellowed out considerably as the Abomination, like a very zen self-help guru and whatnot. And he got his own support group as well too when he got let out of prison. And the prison, that's the Vault. The Vault, the prison for superhuman people that they got in Colorado. Yeah, that's what that is. That's where Emil Blonsky was and where Jennifer Walters ended up at the beginning of the season finale. Also, another thing that pissed me off, not pissed me off, but I just didn't like, the Wrecking Crew. Yeah, the Wrecking Crew, they said they got their weapons from some Asgardian construction worker, and they wasted the Wrecking Crew with that cameo. They could have done so much more. But I thought they were working with Intelligentsia the entire time. Well, they were, but I thought we'd see more of them. I mean, they are a powerful bunch, and the MCU just repackaged them here for comedic effect. Yeah, the Wrecker, the one with the crowbar, he's a strong dude. He can take on Thor and he can take on Spider-Man. But here, She-Hulk mopped the floor with them dudes. I hope they show back up and get done right. Yes, Daredevil. Him making an appearance here in She-Hulk with the yellow and red costume that he used to wear during his very first appearances back in 1964. That's not only a homage to his first appearance, but also symbolic of his reintroduction to the MCU. And also, Charlie Cox and Tatiana Maslany, their chemistry is amazing. I hope they continue that in Born Again when that airs. When does Daredevil Born Again air? 2023? Yeah. I hope she appears again in that, but not as comedic, not breaking the fourth wall. Do that on your show, Jen. I like the fact that I also like the fourth wall aspect, her breaking the fourth wall. It's refreshing to see a comic character knowing they're a comic character and moving out of their narrative structure. It's like Gwenpool, the female version, well, not the female version of Deadpool, but the concept with her is she's a real world person like me who gets thrown in a comic book world universe. But because she's read comics her whole life, she knows how to navigate her way around that, knows how to push word bubbles out of the way, knows how to give herself random powers and whatnot. It's dope. Also, what else is going on? Intelligentsia. Yeah, let's talk about them. In the Marvel universe, in the comic universe, Intelligentsia, they're basically a team of like corrupt scientists who are basically trying to be like Hydra or AIM, using subversive tactics to try to run the world. But here they're repackaged as a parody of all those aforementioned internet trolls who hate She-Hulk. Yeah, it's like they got nothing better to do than to spread hate and try to discredit the show. Yeah, just like how Intelligentsia does in the She-Hulk series itself. They tried to ruin her, but it backfired. Yeah, like I said, Intelligentsia, they are a parody of all those hateful dummies, all those online angry white boys, yeah, who just hate the She-Hulk or hate women because they can't control them. Intelligentsia is exactly that, but what's funny is She-Hulk, she's a self-aware character, aware that she's in a fictional medium. And the irony is she's more aware of that than all these Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, social media hate mongers are aware of themselves. The season finale was my favorite episode, hands down. Yeah, it broke the fourth wall in a way that had me laughing. Had me laughing the entire time. Her talking to her writing staff about forming something different and talking to Kevin, 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 who's basically Kevin Feige, the head of Marvel Studios, but parodied into a form of AI. And it shows that the MCU is not afraid to make fun of itself. Yeah, it doesn't take itself too seriously. So we'll see what we get in season 2 for She-Hulk. Yes, it went against the formula that they usually do for Marvel Cinematic Universe movies and shows, which is why it worked. A lot of people didn't like the last episode because of the fourth wall, because of that. But that was better than what we were seeing at first in the season finale, in the climax, that is, with Bruce Banner coming back from space, Titania, who else? One of the Intelligentsia guys taking the Hulk formula and getting Hulk's strength. We've seen that before, as the show indicated. Yeah, her breaking the fourth wall, and then her relationship with Matt Murdock, the lawyer from Hell's Kitchen who don't make no money, as Jen's relative said. And Bruce returning back with a son, Scar. Yeah, Sakaar, or whatever his name is, from Planet Hulk or World War Hulk. Yeah, I like what they did with She-Hulk. I wouldn't say that I can't wait to the next season, but it'll be worth the wait, is what I'm saying. In addition to that, at least now we know. Well, now we know we get a shout out to my boys, the X-Men. So thank you, Jennifer Walters, Tatiana Maslany, for shouting out my boys over here. Yes. And speaking of them, you're going to get another video in regards to more mutant characters. Yeah, you're going to get it shortly as well, too, either today or tomorrow. So tune in for that. Okay, Shackhousers, I'm signing out right now, so tune in for the aforementioned video on mutant powers again. Peace.
Mansion, apartment.
Shack house. Yes!
Yeah.